Welcome back to the Pontiac. I know it's been a little while. I was out of town. And I just came back in. And it sure looks like there's a lot more stuff in this car than when I left. So, yeah. I think this is what we're going to be working on. And he's pretty smart about always keeping things covered, because when you're working on cars, you're always filthy. And it's a lot easier to keep the grease off the seat than it is to ever get it back out. Imagine that sitting in the other room, waiting for some final tune-up. But yeah, look at her. Okay. Second hand seems to be working now. It just needed a little tappa. So it actually wasn't that hard to get in there, since I didn't have to actually remove it. And if you look at the base of the old one, and we already had seen it before, I don't know how well you're going to be able to focus on that, but there's a split in the base of that. You'll never focus on that. And you get nervous pushing too hard on something, so I might not have pushed hard enough. So we're just going to let it run for a while before we put everything back together. But that's, 10-15 minutes of work. Okay, she's coming back up. We want to look at some exhaust, look for any rattles, give everything another tighten, look for any more drips or leaks, and anything else loose, because she's almost a car again. Okay. So, car's coming together. We just did some tightening on the exhaust. Make sure everything's happy. Same as all General Motors, this stupid thing. Nothing you can do about that. So, well, we did notice that we should probably think about ordering a tail shaft seal for the tranny. But other than that, things don't look too bad. I'm really happy to see no green on the floor. So, if you recall, up in that well up here, yeah, you can kind of see where all the piping is. Yeah, and all that was down in here, leaking from the heater core inside the car. It was coming across the floor and then out the weeps here and sitting there, and that's how we found it. And honestly, better to find it now than wait till later. So, oh, you're missing a cap back here. You'll have to find that. So, yeah. This is almost a car. And then the next bit of excitement, I put the seatbelt retainers on. So, we're waiting on this. Just waiting and watching. Hopefully, we're hoping. Nope. Looks nice having the seatbelts all in. There isn't a whole lot left to put this car back together. Looks weird without the shaker on there, though. Well, we're in our desperate straits now. Yeah, let me put you in here. So I just put a dab of Loctite on it and popped that on there with my calibration stick. So let's see. But it seems to be somewhere between 5 and 15 minutes. Then the needle just kind of slides off that little bumpy that's down in there. So we're hoping we can get it to stay. We really don't want to put like a serious epoxy or glue or anything on it, because then how would you ever take it apart? So got to think about the future. It's been about 25 minutes. It's dark and stormy out there now. You can hear the thunder. It's still moving. So I think we're going to put her together, remembering that in the future, if it does have to come apart, we can get it. So we'll show you that in just a few minutes. Before I put this back in, see these 3 holes on the top? That's these screws here. And then there's these 2 really long ones that come up under here. They're right here. They go into the base of that, and then just this little thing has the 2 little plastic screws. That's really all that happens, although you do got to remove the bezel from the lighter. Other than that, it's not that hard to get the bezel out. Getting the dash itself out's a lot more, but that's not too bad. She's back to beautiful. So that didn't take all that long. And right, we've got the key in because we don't have it in reverse, so you can't get it completely out, but makes it easier to move the car. So I think that's going to kind of wrap this up. I'm pretty sure in the next week or two, we will do a closeout video on this project. Once he's done with the scoop, or well, the shaker, it's not really a scoop, and the car's all together and he's been driving it. Once he's driven it a little bit, we're gonna kind of play with the timing a little, see if we can get away with a couple more degrees. But other than that, yeah, that's thunder. I think that's the Pontiac for today. Thanks for watching. ShopRex says, drink responsibly.